Okay guys, Dr. Scott here again. If you haven't watched the video on anatomical position and planes in the body, and this is your first video, I'm trying to put together a bunch of videos for my, specifically my classes that I'm meeting with on Google Meet during this summer session during the coronavirus. It may come into value for other classes. If you happen to be watching this down the road, I may be giving you these videos, but I think it will complement things because one of the things we may have a problem with Google Meet is being able to see me perform some of the actions through the cameras on Google Meet. So I want you to use this as a reference point. So use this as a complement to your regular notes. I'm not going to cover everything on these videos, but I think it will help that you see me doing it. Okay, I'm at my office right now. Today, in this video, we're talking about anatomical reference terms. Okay, now, there are a million different reference terms. There's 15-week classes on reference terms and different anatomical landmarks, but I'm going to give you the main ones, at least the ones that were covered in the first week of class. First term is medial. Okay, medial is towards the midline or the median plane. In one of the video, we always said our sagittal plane is on the most medial portion of the body, divides us in right and left halves. So medial means towards the median plane, which is towards the middle. So if you're looking at my arm, okay, this side, remember this is anatomical position with my palm facing up. The pinky side of my arm, okay, fifth finger digit, is the medial side, is closer towards the midline of my body. My thumb is lateral, it's further away. My sternum, many of you guys already know the sternum, even if you didn't take anatomy, right? That's your breastbone, okay? That's more medial than, say, my right shoulder. Okay, my right shoulder is more lateral. Okay, so median is closer to the midline. Lateral is the exact opposite, right? So going back to where my thumb is, this is the lateral side of my arm, the outside, further away from the median plane. So anatomical position again, my pinky is medial, my thumb is lateral. My sternum, as it use that same example, is medial. My shoulder is more lateral than my sternum. Okay, so medial and lateral definitely need to know. Okay, anterior and posterior. Anterior is facing towards the front. Posterior is towards the back. So my nose is on the anterior side of my cranium, right, or head. We're going to learn this in one of the other lectures. The occiput, the back of the head, okay, is the posterior section. My sternum is more anterior. My spine is more posterior. Okay, here and here. Superior, inferior. Superior is being towards the top, inferior towards the bottom. My head is in the more superior portion of my body. Okay, my sacrum, which is your bone at the bottom of your spine, my buttock area is more inferior. Okay, this is more my shoulder is more superior to my elbow. Okay, so we're going to be using these reference terms to describe anatomical landmarks. Okay, if you're going to be working in a clinic and you're trying to explain things to other people, you're going to be using these terms. Proximal, distal. Okay, proximal is closer to the trunk or a major joint. Distal is further away. Okay, so when they say trunk or major joint, right, shoulder, hip. Okay, you can't see it on the camera. Okay, but my shoulder is more proximal than my elbow. Right, it's closer towards a major joint. My digits in my finger, you guys will learn this in your other classes, but your phalanges are more distal than your wrist, okay, further away from a major joint. If I'm moving my hand up my arm, I'm moving proximally, right, moving towards a joint. Now I'm moving distally, okay, further away from a major joint. Okay, so proximal, distal. So you'll see most of these have an opposite to each other. Superficial, just sticking with our notes, superficial and deep. Superficial is more towards the outside of the body, deep is deeper inside. So our skin, on I say our forearm, is more superficial. If I cut it away or dissected it and went deep down between, for now, you may not have learned this in other classes yet, your radius and ulna, but deep down the blood vessels are deeper. Okay? So again, medial, midline, lateral further to the outside or more laterally away from the midline of the body. Anterior towards the front, posterior towards the back. Okay, superior towards the top, inferior towards the bottom. Okay, proximal, distal, more proximal, closer to a major joint, distal is further away. Okay, and then superficial, deep. So hopefully just seeing me do it or pointing to my body will kind of, again, compliment you with your notes. Go through them. We will be going over other reference terms. In other classes, we cover a lot more. But I'm just going to try to stick with what we're going to be doing in the myos right now. So if you're watching this for kinesiology down the road, even though I'm initially doing it for a myology class, we may have to add to it. Okay? So hopefully that was helpful. Have a great day, guys.